Blue October. Now, I first discovered Blue October through a close friend of mine. He showed me them back in the day. He absolutely loved the band. It was one of his favorite bands to listen to. And over time, after listening to them with him, I learned to really like it and love them as well. Now, how would I describe Blue October? And their songs and their music. Well, emotional. Their music is kind of like an emotional roller coaster. You know, I can always their music is what I always go to when I'm feeling certain ways, certain emotions and feelings and whatnot. Yeah. And I always said that if an emotion or feeling has ever been felt or existed, there most likely is a Blue October song for it. They have songs about feeling sad and depressed and melancholy and giving up on things and, you know, that sort of thing. They have songs when you're feeling frustrated and angry and fed up with the world and everything and everyone and all that. They got songs for whenever you're actually feeling happy and good and content and things. And they have songs for like moving on and dealing with breakups and letting things go and letting people go and feeling relief and they have songs about dealing with death and grieving and things. And there's just so many things. They have so many songs about so many different things, so many different feelings and emotions and other things. And like I said before, if an emotion or feeling exists, there's most likely a Blue October song about it or regarding it. I've always liked that about them. I always loved that about them. You know, how their music was so expressive and emotional, and you know how you could, if you're feeling a certain way, you could just listen to a certain song of theirs, you know, and kind of vibe with whatever emotion you're feeling, and really get into your feelings and emotions. And I always love that, I always love having a band that I could do that with, you know, a band that spoke to me when I was feeling, you know, all these feelings and was feeling emotional of any kind of emotion, Always love having a band there for that. And Blue October is that for me. And I'm glad I found them when I did. I'm glad I discovered them thanks to my close friend. Glad he showed me them. Because I don't know if I would even have a band nowadays that I could listen to when I was feeling, you know, certain emotions and feelings and whatnot. I probably would. There probably would still be a couple of bands, maybe a couple of songs, but Blue October, I don't know. They've always just been the go-to when it comes to certain feelings and certain emotions for me. And I love that. And I love them for that, you know. They're a great band, and yeah, they're basically an emotional roller coaster, and I love that.